Oh, hello. What is going on, guys? Hello. Hey, you guys can actually see me this time. I'm trying a little bit different setup. Can you hear me okay? Just talking like a normal volume like this. Sounds okay? Change the setup a bit, so just want to be sure. Good, thank you, Jerry. Call me Jerry, but I will. But is that your real name? Is the question. Now let's see. Hold on. Let's have some. And oops. Hello, Alice. Ho ho ho. Hello. Maybe not that one. Bro, why you never do scale model kits? Not really any particular reason. Other than just the fact that I just am not really interested in them. I just don't really do scale model kits just because I'm just not as interested in them. They're just not really that interesting for me. Doing like real life stuff like that. I'm much more into like science fiction stuff, so that's why. And that's why the closest thing I've built to like a real scale model was that I did that tank build, where it was like a sci-fi tank, right? That Rocket Models tank. Built that, and that's the closest thing to like a real life thing. That was like half a real tank. Not now. Not now. Okay. But that's all. Okay. Not now. Have you considered doing armored core? Yeah, actually, if you didn't see my video yesterday talking about doing a bunch of Kotobukiya kits, I officially declared November to be Kotobukiya month. And among the Kotobukiya kits that I'm going to be building this month is my first armored core kit. So I do have one on the way. Should be here probably next week, and then I'll be doing that. Yep. So yeah, I'll be checking. Oh, look, it's the same thing with Armored Core 2. It's just the only reason I haven't really done much Armored Core before. I haven't done any Armored Core before. Is just because it doesn't really appeal much to me. I had fun playing the games when I was younger, maybe like middle school. I played a few of the Armored Core games, Armored Core 3, mostly. Excuse me, just posting here. I played Armored Core 3 and I liked it, but just the model kits, I don't know, it's mostly just the proportions and everything about the Armored Cores. Like, they're cool in video games, but like as model kits, I don't really like them as much. The proportions are like really weird and just not really to my taste. But the one that I have on the way, I forget the name of it actually. I'd have to look it up. I have to check. You guys will see soon enough. I'll let you know. I see. Are you planning to build any Mac K kits or by Hasegawa or Wave? I have a few. I have a few Mac K kits here, and actually one. I do have one actually already painted, but I haven't quite finished it yet. It needs like the last bit of weathering and stuff. So, yeah. Let me see. Alright, the Metal Gear Rex here. I've got it all prepared. Everything's all already separated in here. This is my favorite thing to do when I'm just snap building kits now, is using one of these containers. Cut everything out into separate parts. Of like, if it was a Gundam kit, I'd have like an arm here, leg, waist unit, torso unit, head, weapons, like that. And then everything's already cut out. I don't have to keep going back to the runners, back and forth to runners. Everything's already cut out. In this case, I went a step further as well. I also cut everything out and already removed all the nubs on all the parts. I'm noticing this part got a little bent there. That's not good. That looks like it's like actually defective, like it came like that maybe. Hopefully that will be okay. But yeah, everything's, all the nubs are already taken off, so basically in for now, I'm just gonna be putting it together. That's it, and then that's the little tiny part is naturally kind of broken, so I'll grab some glue. I'll glue that before that gets lost. Glue is over here. So yeah, everything's all ready. All we gotta do is just put it together. So it'll still take a while because there's a lot of parts here. But it would be significantly faster than if we had to actually like cut everything off the runners and remove all the nubs and do everything and all that. So put that there. Let's see, and we can get started. I was a huge Metal Gear fan back when it came out on PlayStation. Yeah, get a Rex to build. Yeah, looks like a really cool kit. I've always wanted to get this, so really excited to check this out. The first thing we build is the legs, actually. So here we go. Pull all the parts out of here. The other problem is too, like, I don't have to remove any nubs or anything, so I can save time doing that. That's already done. The problem is I just have all the parts here, so when I'm looking for a specific part, it might take a while to find the exact part that I'm looking for because I have so many already cut out here to work with. But like, these are just all the parts just for one leg. Don't worry, there's plenty here. And then getting down into all the little tiny parts. So how are you guys all doing this evening? Or whatever time it is for you at the moment. It's evening here. About 11:15. Yeah, all of these little tiny parts. There we go. I think that about does it. That's everything. I'll put my instructions up there. Are you a big fan of Metal Gear franchise? What do you think about Death Stranding? From what I've seen of Death Stranding so far, it looks very interesting. I'm a very big fan of the Metal Gear series. I just love the story, the characters and everything, like just as like a story. Like I'll sometimes just watch the cutscenes on YouTube, like just as like watching a movie or whatever. I'll just like pull up one of them. I'm sure you guys have seen that on YouTube. They have like just long videos, like 5, 6, 7 hour long videos of just like all the cutscenes from one of the particular games. I'll just watch that sometimes, parts of that. Just as if I'm watching a movie or whatever. So, yeah, I really enjoy it. I'm looking forward to, what's his name? What's that director who's working on making a Metal Gear Solid movie? The guy who directed Kong. I'm suddenly forgetting the guy's name, but he's working on making a Metal Gear movie, which seems dicey. But from everything that I've seen and heard so far, he seems like he might. I mean, if anybody's going to be able to pull it off, he seems like he might be able to. Remind me of his name if you guys know. It's like right on the tip of my tongue. I just can't think of it at the moment. It's like Guillermo. This is not Guillermo del Toro. Guillermo? I'm guessing that's supposed to be Guillermo. It's not Guillermo del Toro. What's the guy's name? It's gonna bother me now. I'll have to look. It's an odd, like, 3-part name. It seems like. Oh yeah, Michael Vogt Roberts or something like that, right? Yeah, Mr. Vogt. Vogt. That's a difficult last name. When I was in college, I had a classmate with the same last name, but he pronounced it differently. Though he went like Voight, I want to say. But yeah, I've heard a lot about like his take on the series, and just like as being a fan of the series, and how committed he is to, like, if he's gonna do it, it's got to be done right, that whole kind of thing. And so that's reassuring, because it's definitely a series that, you know, has to be done right. So we'll see. Hopefully we can do it. McBirdie, hello, recently got into Gunpla and Discovery on YouTube. Thanks for the tutorial series, helped me a lot. Just dropping by to see the Rex build and say hi. Hello, McBirdie. I own the Noblesse Oblige. It's actually pretty good. A lot of detail. Greetings from Sweden. Hello, Sweden. Sounds stupid, like as like Americans we like to say, oh, I'll impart something, unless we're all just like mutts of whatever. But my family heritage is actually predominantly Swedish. So hello, sort of fellow Swede, and hello Alex, there in the chat. Never been to Sweden though. I'll have to go sometime, I suppose. Honestly, don't really have that much of an urge to go there, but I'm sure it's nice. That part is supposed to go here, but that doesn't like seem like, oh, it's gonna fit. Is it gonna fit there? There we are. Visit Pewds. PewDiePie Alex lives in England, so that wouldn't work. Could drop by England, visit PewDiePie, and fix fix the Zaku I sent him, because it has a broken V-fin, oh, not V-fin, broken antenna on it. he managed to break the commander antenna. Actually, he said it was the movers or something, like while he was moving his office, and like the movers broke it or something like that. He said it. I asked him about it. Yeah, me too. Started lately with Gunpla and love your YouTube content. Helped a lot. Thank you. Well, you're welcome. Thank you for watching, and you're welcome for the content. I'm glad to hear that it was helpful. Can you guys can see how's the setup, by the way? I'm changing the setup here a little bit. I had in past streaming attempts, I'd basically just been using just the one overhead camera, and it was way overhead. I brought it down lower, and also using a second camera so you can actually see my face here as well. I just figure probably just like watching stuff being put together is interesting. It's why you're here, but it's probably also a little bit boring. So if you can actually see my face while I'm talking, it's probably a little bit more interesting to watch, or it gives you at least something a little bit more to watch, I think. So let me know what you guys think of the current setup. Everything looks good, sounds good. I'm still a bit of a noob when it comes to Twitch. I just really can't make the time to like read up on like how to actually do Twitch. Just like winging it and figuring like I'll get better as it goes along. Let's see. You guys were telling me last time when we were streaming building the Sahelanthropus, you guys were telling me to just talk to Tim, because Tim's got like this really super pro setup for his streaming. I should talk to him, but yeah, I just can't make the time. Haven't made the time. Of course I can. I shouldn't say that I can't make the time. I haven't made the time. Very sure distinction. Speaking of PewDiePie, though, I am doing a very PewDiePie thing of wearing earphones while not actually having anything playing in the earphones, so let me fix that. I meant to put on some music here in my earphones. You guys are getting some different music. Some royalty-free music playing there, but I want to actually listen to some regular music, or licensed music, so I'm going to play that here in my headphones separately. Much less overexposed. Yeah, yeah. It's easier because the camera's lower, I think. I don't know, and I just have the lights a little bit different. So, yeah, I think the video quality is probably better as well at this point. What I'm kind of learning about this webcam, not the one you see me, the one you're seeing the parts, is my Logitech camera, like the more expensive one. And what I'm learning about it is that it actually does better in lower light situations. It looks better. If I have like all my lights on in here, then it just is not good. But when I have like all the lights in the back all turned off, and I just have the lights just around here turned on, then it's actually a lot better. So here's the beginning workings of the leg here. Pretty cool. It slides like all the parts, and they all look really cool. A lot of nice mechanical detail among that. Very nice, and like the little high heel on the back of the leg there, moving around like that. You got that Kotobukiya squeak going on. Alright, so it's coming together. Very cool. Put that. Ooh, even like the little pad there at the end extends, so like extends, like the main part of the leg extends out, and then a little bit at the end also extends separately. Pretty cool. Alright, moving on. Let's just put this part together and get it out of the way, because these will just go like this. Dang, that's cool. When does it come out? I gotta learn my first Mr. Roboto. Hello. I'm stoked for the Hyakushiki Crash. Stoked for the Hyakushiki Crash. When does it come out? The Hyakushiki Crash, I believe, comes out in November. This month. Now that it's November. Not quite. It would be November in about 30 minutes. Here in Korea, anyway. Lucy first, thank you for subscribing. Much appreciated. If you guys want to subscribe, I'm going to really be doing my best to be trying to stream once a week for you guys. Streaming something, building something, just this kind of video like this. So the more people are checking out the streams and subscribing and all that, it'll kind of help me to be sure that I really do set aside time to do that it is something that you guys are really enjoying. So if it is something that you guys are enjoying, then let me know, and I'll be sure to carve out time for it, at least once a week for now. It'd be nice to be able to say like every Sunday night or whatever, but when you've got 2 babies and just all other stuff going on and other projects and just whatever, it's really hard to commit to saying I'm going to do anything at any particular time. Like even this, like tonight, earlier tonight, I was feeling like real tired. I was like, kind of want to call off doing the stream tonight. I was like, no, but I already like announced that I was going to be doing it, and just it's hard to schedule stuff, so I didn't want to have to reschedule. And then who knows if that ends up having to be rescheduled again as well, because something else comes up, so just kind of have to do it while I can. A proud father, yes, I am. Most certainly. My babies are very awesome. Of course, the next question, what time is it over there? It's like, it is 11:30 p.m. Anytime I bring up my kids or something, people will always ask, like, are you going to get them into building Gunpla or whatever? And so just before anyone asks, I'll preemptively answer the question and say that if they're at any point interested in doing it, then that's fine. It's not something I'm going to like force upon them. Ooh, there you go. Already one point that is better about this compared to the Sahelanthropus is that the little toe spikes can actually move and extend. On the Sahelanthropus they couldn't move, and they were just, there was no extending them, they were just fixed, like just totally fixed. There was no articulation in them at all. So these actually having a more articulation like that is really nice. A little extension of the bottom of the foot there and moving out like that. Very cool. And you can adjust the angle of like the ankle, I guess it would be. This would be kind of like its ankle, I guess. It's really nice to see the articulation of the lower leg we've built here so far. Very nice. And all the mechanical detail in there. Whew! Well, you can see like the pistons and detail inside of that. Very nice so far. Off to a very nice start. I would definitely like to see more on Twitch as well. Okay, cool. Good to know. Thank you for some feedback there. J and E. Here we need a couple polycaps. Polycaps is the one thing that I didn't like cut out ahead of time, just because I don't know. just wanted to be sure I'm getting the right ones when I'm building that. Alright, so let me these guys here. These in there. Are you going to paint this kit at some point? Yeah. My ideally, any kit that I ever build, I will ideally like to paint at some point in time. That's, I mean, with the kits that I have at the moment, I could probably build and paint for the rest of my life before I ever finish all of them. But yeah, I do intend to paint everything that I can at some point. A model kit of mine is never done until it's actually like painted and done. So after I build the kit and do the review of it, whatever, I'll put it back in the box and put it up on the shelf. But it's not really done in my like personal thinking of it. It's just shelved until it gets painted, until it can be painted. How is this going? I think I'm looking at the wrong part here. Am I? Oh no, I just had it upside down. There we go. There we go. Hey, Mafik Shauki, 1999. Sorry, I can't really read that very well. How's your real grade Banshee Norn holding up? As far as I know, it's holding up fine. Chilling up there in the box. My Banshee Norn. That's going there, right? This guy going in here. I suddenly want to eat some garlic bread, and that's not even like garlic bread memeing, but I just suddenly very randomly thought of garlic bread. I feel like I suddenly want to eat some garlic bread. Just letting you guys know that. So someone, please send garlic bread, and we'll turn this into a mukbang. It's so funny to hear like American YouTubers or other foreigner YouTubers talking about mukbangs, and they just, I'm not like giving them a hard time, but they just don't know how to pronounce it correctly because it's a Korean word, and so you hear all sorts of funny different pronunciations of mukbang. I like the funniest one that I heard was just recently, and this is kind of probably why this was on my mind, but it was on Boogie's channel, Boogie2988. I don't know if any of you guys watch him on YouTube. I don't watch him like religiously, but every now and then, just when I see his videos pop up, some of them I'll watch, some of them I won't. But on one of Boogie's recent videos, fairly recently, he mentioned something about a mukbang. He has such a way off pronunciation of it. It was, I don't know, it's like mukbang or something like that, he said, and it was just like, wait, what was that? And I realized what he was trying to say. Oh, alright. Funny. This is pretty cool. This is like on the knee, the like missiles. So you actually have like the detail on there, and like there's the little doors for the little missile hatches there. Very nice. Very nice detail. I gotta say, like, well, the metal, like the Sahelanthropus, of course I've only just started this kit, so it's kind of hard to say, but the Sahelanthropus was a very complicated build, but so far, this one seems nicer in terms of like the actual like gimmicks of it. Like the Sahelanthropus is a really complicated build and had a lot of really great like part and color separation like that. But in terms of like gimmicks of like little moving parts and things like that, it didn't really have quite as much, it seems like, as this one does. Where this kit seems like quite gimmicky in terms of like all the different moving parts and everything, which could be a bad thing, you know. Having too many moving parts and things like that could significantly weaken the kit. But so far it seems okay. At this point anyway. What be this legendary mukbang that I'll speak of? I don't know if that's serious or not, but just in case any of you guys, if any of you guys are unfamiliar with it, it's a thing that started here in Korea, and that's why, hence the Korean name. But mukbang is just like live streaming of eating stuff, where like the followers watching live will usually order stuff to the streamers. Like, so that's why one reason why I think it's probably not as popular in the West, because people don't want to give out their address. And I actually don't know offhand, but I assume for Korean mukbangs they have to give out their address, because then like, for the people to order the food to be delivered to them, they have to know, like they have to give the delivery address. But anyway, yeah, they just eat stuff live while streaming, and of course they've got like their mic like right up to the thing, so it's like sort of ASMR. And I missed a nub on there. Dang. Alright. There is one leg done. Really nice. Very cool. So you got the little bend here. That seems strange. Is that right? I guess that's right. That seems like an odd bend. It seems like it should bend out the other way. But that bends up like that, and it looks like it should bend having some other extension the other way. What thinner do you use to clean your airbrush for paint change? When I'm changing paints, I'll usually just rinse out my airbrush with just some like really cheap, just lacquer thinner, just like hardware store lacquer thinner. It's really cheap stuff. Alright, so there's one leg done. Let's pull out the parts for the second leg. I love how Jerry looks like he's shouting every word. Actually, JR Drums, I'd actually prefer, if you guys are going to be posting a question to me, I prefer if you put it in all caps. It just helps me see it in the chat, because I'm just like looking at the chat here. I'm not constantly looking at the chat, so if you do have a question, then please do put it in all caps. Otherwise, if it's not a question directly at me, then you don't really need to use all caps. Then yeah, it is not really necessary. But yeah. Yeah. How you doing, Alex? What are you up to? I'm gonna grab some tissue here. And alright. Ask Win how long it took him to win GBWC using only brushes. Win won GBWC after he'd only been building Gunpla for just a couple years, right? Well, if I remember correctly. He had done other stuff, but he hadn't really been into Gunpla for all that long. Same thing with Josh. Like, to win GBWC Australia, he had only been building for like a year or two, less than 2 years, I mean, before that. Then Zach, you can win Korea GBWC by next year then? I don't know if I'm going to enter again next year, really, to be honest. Like, it was fun working on a build to enter into GBWC. And then, like, being there and, like, looking at all the entries and, like, thinking, I might actually place. Obviously, there's some bias because it's my own build, but, like, I've judged contests before, and obviously just through my YouTube channel, I've judged building contests as well. And just like, even like objectively speaking, I think mine could have placed. So, do I want to try again? I need to plug in my computer, damn it. That would have sucked. My computer would have just died right in the middle of the stream. I want to enter again. Yeah. Because I honestly do think that I could possibly have a chance of maybe not winning, but at least placing. So that makes me want to enter again. But the problem is just like the logistics. Because I have to actually take the thing up to Seoul on installation day, and then go back again to take it back later on. And so just the logistics of actually having to go up to Seoul and back twice for that is a pain in the ass. That makes me not want to do it. So that's kind of unfortunate, but that is just how it goes. So that's what I'm going to have to weigh out. If I have like a really good idea for something that I think could win, and like I'm able to do it. Like I think like I'll have the time and the space or whatever to do that. Maybe I'll try. We'll see. Hey Adam. Good evening. So yeah, at this point I haven't decided if I'm going to enter GBWC again next year or not. I would like to. It's just such a hassle. And expensive too, like not even just like the cost of just whatever kits and supplies or whatever, but I mean just the cost of, again, having to go up to Seoul twice. I live on the south side of South Korea, like this very far south side, and Seoul is basically like up towards on the north side of South Korea, so like near the DMZ, between the north and south. So it's about as far away from here as you can get within this small country. Do you drive in Korea, or do you commute by public transportation? I drive. I have a car. So just in day-to-day stuff I drive. But when I go up to Seoul, it depends. Like if I'm going like with my wife and my family, we'll probably just drive. But when I went up there for GBWC, I just took the train. So I don't like to drive up to Seoul like by myself. I get sleepy when I'm driving. What do I think of the Haro mech? I'm really not into that at all. I think it looks pretty stupid. The idea is cool, but I don't like how that looks at all. It looks like a joke mod. It looks like someone's like joke mod to like a Fallout game or something. Alex, I'm not going to get a motorcycle. If you've ever seen like how I ride a bicycle, then no. I know myself, and I know shit. What the? I know how I ride a bicycle, and it's not safe, and I don't want to put an actual engine between my legs. Get a bike, Zach, so you can join with the Bunker Plug guy. Does Bunker Plug also have a motorcycle? I didn't know that. Does he? I know, obviously, Songdong does. Gumpla Lab. Friend of the show, friend of mine. Oh, he has his cool motorcycle. It's like Char's custom. Bunker Plug got a Ninja 650. I don't know what that is, but okay. I don't know if Bunker Pla and Sungdong are friends. Alex, do you know? Do they know each other? Are they friends? I imagine maybe they've met, but I don't. As far as I know, I don't think they're like friends. Alex, do you know? Probably friends, you think? They're YouTube competitors. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've ever asked someone that. I think I've asked him if he knows other people, like other Korean modelers, but I don't think I've ever asked him about Bunkerpla. Yeah, maybe just acquaintances or something. Do Korean YouTubers ever do much like collaboration? They should do a collaboration together or something if they know each other. Well, I honestly don't know if that's like something that Korean YouTubers like really do much of. Alex is the Don of Korean gunplay scene. Alex. Yeah, he's basically like the Don. I'm trying to think of what was that Don, that like famous pimp from the 70s. There's that documentary about him. Saying that it's Don Magic Don Juan, Magic something like that. You guys know what I'm talking about? You guys keep up with the famous American pimps from the 1970s? I was just recently like trying to find a clip from that documentary, so that's why I thought of that. How you doing there, Dark Wolf? Where are you? One piece is missing. Where is it? It snuck away into somewhere else. Where is that? The only downside of using a container like this is that it's not super secure. So like small parts can jump from one section to another if it's being shaken around. So I got one little tiny part that's gone rogue somewhere. Maybe it's just around here somewhere. Hiding somewhere, are you? Well, hopefully I can find it. It's around here somewhere. Fortunately, it's one of the inside parts of like the missile launchers here, like in the knee. So that door might just be permanently closed if I can't find the part that goes inside of there. Probably around here, around in there somewhere. So we'll find that later on and put it in. As long as it's not like lost in the infinite abyss somewhere, then it'll turn up. I don't know. Alrighty. I need a couple polycaps here. J and E. J and E. This one. J and E. Hey, man, you're the one who got me into Gunpla. Kana. That's cool to hear. Always glad to hear new people getting into Gunpla. What's going on, guys? What's this here? Yo, Zach, when are you going? Jerry said, yo, Zach, when are you going to invite any Korean Maxim models to build together like Sungtone did? I don't know any. I have to meet some first. Hey, Simon, how am I going to be painting this one? I don't have any idea about painting it so far. Probably gray for the most part. I'm not going to be like doing anything too crazy with painting this one, I don't think. So I'm going to stick to probably, I don't know if I'm going to do like the official camel pattern or any camel pattern at all, but it's not going to be anything like too crazy. I'm not going to paint it in like RX-78 two colors or something. Bit of weathering? I suppose so. You kind of have to for a Metal Gear kit, I imagine. As much as I'm really not that into weathering myself. Probably just because of being a bit of a noob at it. It's not being good at it. But really, I don't know. We'll see. What scale is it? This is 1/100 scale. I'm pretty sure. Sahelanthropus was 1/100 scale, so I'm guessing this one is as well. I don't remember offhand, but I can say that with a fair amount of certainty. Yeah, since you're on the manual. 1/100th scale. Full scale action plastic kit. Should have put like 1/100 scale tactical espionage plastic kit or something on there. Would have been funnier. But nonetheless, I don't think Kojima had a say in the designing of the manual. He would have tried to sneak in something funny like that, I'm sure. Okay. So that one goes on here. Getting close to the final assembly here of the second leg. And hopefully that missing part will turn up eventually. I think it fell like onto me or something. Hopefully it didn't fall onto the floor. A tiny white piece on my white floor wouldn't be very good. Can you... Jerry said, can you do a kit review with a fake Italian accent? Maybe. I did a review. When was that? It was ages ago. I did a review in like a Randy Savage voice. I don't think I could do an Italian accent without it just sounding like I'm just like trying to do like a cheap Mario accent. Like I could try to do that. But I think that would be like my best attempt at a Italian accent would be just trying to do a Mario voice. Are you going to review the Levatine? Yes, I am. The Bandai version I'm guessing you're talking about. And yes, I will be getting that. Cheap Mario accent it is. We'll see. I'll think about that. I'm not opposed to it. But I'm not going to promise anything at this point. Start like some online petition to get me to do a review in a cheap Mario accent voice. I feel like it would just be funny for like the first 15 seconds, and then it would just be annoying, and like half the comments would be like, this review was so annoying, why did you do that stupid voice the whole time? Anytime you try to do like something that's just silly, people don't like it. Of course, I'm basically just talking about my review of the real grade Banshee Norn, where I used the Owen Wilson wow sound effect a bunch. People hated that. I think that's probably one of my most disliked videos on my channel. Yeah, this is supposed to talk about right there in the chat. There you go. You like wonder if you all the wows. It's a joke. It's stupid, and it's like it wasn't for like the whole review. It was just for like just the articulation section. So there's maybe like 15 wows there. It's not that bad. But man, people really did not like that. Next time use Randy Savage's. Yeah, so that's what I mean. Sumo Joe, I did a review in the past with the Randy Savage voice, or at least for part of the review. I think I kept it up for like the first couple minutes or something. I don't remember which review that was. It had to have been a couple years ago maybe. It was a little while ago that I did that. I don't remember. I did do that. What kit would that have been for? I don't think it was anything related to the actual kit. Just like kind of randomly. It's a random thing. I think I had probably been watching some Randy Savage videos at the time, just because I think that was like around the time when that Pusha T album came out, and he had the sample of the. There's the legs. The Pusha T album came out, and he had the sample of not Randy Savage. It wasn't Randy Savage. It was Ric Flair, and doing the woo. So it was right around that time, like that I was just watching just funny videos, because I've never been into wrestling, and I really just don't know anything about wrestling. But just because of that sample, it got me like on a YouTube kick of. It's like watching funny videos of wrestlers Randy Savage and Ric Flair just saying funny stuff. Alright, Adam. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good one, man. Busy guy, that guy. See you, Simon. Thank you as well for stopping by. Next thing we're building is the head. A head to surpass Metal Gear. Bunch of little parts here for the head. There's also a bunch of, oh, not a bunch, there's 4 little tiny clear parts that go in the head that I'm not going to put in for the time being. Where did that one little white part go? I really want to find it. I know they come out though. I'm just really curious. See where it could have gone. I don't think it's here. It would really suck if it's lost, but at least it's something hidden inside. It doesn't look like it's here. So the search continues, but for the meantime, anyway, let's get on with the head. So we got this little guy here, and its counterpart should be not that. Not that. Which part is it here that I'm looking for? Where are you? This one. This one, this one. This one. This one. That. And one more. No, not that. Kind of hard to see with the manual for this one. I think this is right. That's on there, like, no, that does not look right. Any American comedy series you're watching, Zach? No, not right now. Do you think they're gonna release the RG Banshee with the claw and the rifle? You mean the claw? You mean the original Banshee? Probably. I imagine they'll eventually release that. Bandai will never not release any version of the unicorn, so it's just a matter of time, I imagine. Where's the opposite piece of this one? Oh, here you are. So there's that. And this one is here. That's that. Okay, so we got that. There's that. This one is here. Like this. That goes through there. Like that. And then like that. There we go. Alright. Whoa! That's right. Building that tiny little contraption there. They just need to make black and make a box. It'll be easier for him to see. Never I'll paint it. And this guy goes here. And then this guy on the other side. I'm guessing this is like the neck joint that we're building here. There's that, okay, so there's that. Then, the head. This is going up inside of there. Really pretty sick details here, bro. Inside of the, what do I say? Inside of the cockpit. Inside the head. Inside the cockpit. Bandai is insanely expensive to get in Sweden. That sucks. You hear people in like I don't know, Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia, these areas kind of near Asia complaining about Bandai, but I think they don't know like how much worse it is for people in Europe. It's much worse for people in Europe, I'm sure, to get Bandai stuff. So those of you guys in Europe, heart goes out to you. I know it's very pricey. that, and that. It's like that. That is like that. Make sure we need our seated, maybe seated liquid. Seated liquid. To go in the cockpit. Liquid. There he is. Have you ever, Jerry says, Zach, have you ever teach Alex to do any English lessons since you're a teacher? I don't need to teach Alex any English. Alex is an American. He's a fully English-speaking American Korean. Alex is also an English teacher. He's probably a better English teacher than I am. Let's see. Need this joint here for the front of the nose. The nose cone, you might say. And these pieces here for the side of the jaw. I'm going to go on the side of here. And here. There we go. And then, so the part that I thought was actually the neck joint is actually the jaw joint. Very pretty complex joint there for just the opening mouth. So like this would be like the cockpit here essentially. Opens up all like that. It's really detailed inside there. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see that. If I can get the camera to focus. There. Stop focusing on the background. Focus on the thing that's moving right in front of the lens. Come on, you can do it. What if I do this? Focus. I know it's not too close. It's just wanting to focus on other things. Come on, Lou. Oh, Dougie. Doesn't want to focus. Damn it. Come on, bro. What are you even focused on? Nothing is in focus. What are you doing, camera? Cut me some slack, dude. Alright, it's not happening. I'll show you later. That's annoying. Anyway, where were we? Okay. Well, anyway, the head is very cool. I need another polycap here. Polycap. Hey, just going back to, let me just see what the question is here real quick. Wonder if someone has painted the screens in the cockpit. I imagine so. I imagine you can probably find some painted builds, pictures of painted builds online where people like fully detail the inside of the cockpit. You definitely could. There's a lot of molded detail in there. 한국말 해봐. Sober guy. Sober guy. Who are you? And why are you telling me to 한국말? Shido. Alex, I like your spelling of Shida. Was that sober guy? Are you telling me to 한국말 해봐 or Alex to 한국말 해봐? It's funny, like I teach at elementary school, so like I'll just be walking the halls and like I teach 3rd grade through 6th grade, But so like the first and second graders, I don't teach, but of course they just see me around school. Like sometimes like one of them will come up to me and be like, 한국말 해봐. And I'll just say to them like, 한국말 모른대. And they say, oh. Or it'd be like the opposite. They'd be like, 영어 해봐. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good is my Korean? Maybe like 4. It's fine, but I can't do any like deep conversations. Just basic stuff is fine. And I feel like my pronunciation is better than a lot of foreigners, in my experience. Not to pat myself on the back too much, but just speaking factually, I think. Alex could either confirm or deny that. Alex is much better at Korean than I am. So, Alex can back that up or not if he agrees that my at the very least pronunciation is better than most foreigners that I've met anyway. 오늘 also sober guy. It'd be much easier if you would actually just type in Hangul. It's really hard to read. You're typing out in English. 저 먹었어? Are you saying 저녁 먹었어? Okay, yeah, it'd be much easier if you would just actually type in Hangul. 저녁 먹었어, yeah, it's after 12, so I ate 저녁 a long time ago. For those of you non-Korean speakers, he's asking me if I ate dinner. And I'm just going to go out on a limb and assume that probably the majority of you are not Korean speakers. So, sorry about that. Yeah, there are little clear parts for like the 4 little eyes cameras, but I'm gonna go ahead and just not put those in for the time being, just because I really don't want to like end up losing them or something. Huh? 어디서 반말이야? This really is yeah. I'm very fluent in Google Translation. Yeah, Silver Maverick. Yeah, Ricardo, you are good at you're like a Google Translation ace. Like you're with the Japanese stuff, and I assume you did like with Korean stuff when you were living here in Korea too. But I know you're on it, man, with the translations and stuff. Google Translation is bad. Damn, all these Korean talking feels like Gundam Holics live chat. Sorry, I actually didn't know Gundam Holic does live chats as well. It's also another just channel that I really just don't follow that much. This is kind of hard. I have to squeeze these parts up into there. It's kind of hard to get to, but there we go. Man, the details on this thing is amazing. Just like this little guy here, got the little eyes. It's like one separate part there, another part at the bottom of there, and another part like over on the side of here. A little detail there. Crazy. Google Senpai, as someone calls it. I haven't heard someone use that word, use that terminology, but I believe it. That looks a bit wonky. Oh. Alrighty. Let's put on these bits here first. Here and what the? Aha! On the wrong side. Here we are. The detail. It's incredible. But these pistons, kind of annoying. They're just, you have to kind of like just balance them there while you're putting this together. This seems a bit wonky. Where exactly are those plugging in? This tiny hole here at the base of the jaw, it looks like. That goes there. Hopefully the next step is something to actually hold these together better, because holding these parts together with just this tiny bit for the time being seems like it's really not going to work. I haven't missed any step, it looks like. So this is just kind of weird. But this is like if you guys ever built the Master Grade RX-78 to 3.0 kit, then you know about like building the elbow joint of that kit. That's like the one kind of annoying thing about building that kit is the elbow joint. So basically you just have to like balance. It's like a balancing act. Getting parts to like balance on top of each other for a few seconds while you are able to like line everything up to put the elbows together. It's wonky, but that's what I feel like what I'm doing with this part now as well, because it's really tricky. It really kind of makes me wonder if there was not a better way. But okay, wait a minute. So I think I can put this on here to cover this up first. Okay, so I can, once that's in, I can close it up on here. Okay. Damn! Come on, there we go. All right. This is okay. Guys, this is epic. Spirit bomb me, guys. Give me your positive energy. This is tricky. A tiny little thing into another tiny little thing, and it doesn't want to stay in there. Stay in there just long enough for me to close this up around you. There you go. Gotcha! It's like catching a wild Pokemon. Gotcha! Alright, there we go. So that's it. And so basically once that's closed up, now you can see like this part is like hanging loose on there, because you had to like thread the pistons through there, and then it's just like a tiny little peg connecting them. Annoying, but hopefully it'll get a lot more secure here once we get this connected up onto the head. Like the main top of the head, I should say. That's going to plug up onto there. That's gonna plug up onto there. There we go. Much better. Now that's got some solidness, some Metal Gear solidness going on now. Ooh, suddenly I'm getting real excited. This is very nice. So a little tricky there for a minute, but now this is really coming together. Ooh, and the Rex looking so good. Alright, now we're in business. Oh yeah, brother. Look at that. Yeah. Whoa. Metal Gear. Really, really nice detail. This thing is really nicely detailed. So cool. Opening maw. And hair stuck in there. There you go. Ooh boy. So cool. I want to plug it onto the body, but we haven't built the body yet, so that's annoying. I should have skipped ahead and built the body first. But building the head does have me pumped. So very cool. Alright, let's get the body built so we can actually put the legs and everything on there. Actually, we build the backpack first. Really, Kotobukiya is really blue ball on you here with the order of the construction of this. Build all the separate parts first, and then like the one thing that keeps it all together last. Damn. How do you get cleared pledge in Korea? Or bought them in the US only? The pledge that I got was another friend of mine here in Korea bought some. He bought like the bottle that I have now. Alex, did you give that to me? Actually, yeah, the bottle that I have now I got from Alex. I think he... Well, Alex, you can answer it in the chat. I don't remember. You ordered it online, right? Yeah. What I was using for a while at first was given to me by a friend of mine here in Korea, another builder. But yeah, then now I'm using the bottle that Alex gave me. Will you build any knockoff kits like Daban? I do still have a couple actually that I bought years and years ago. I will certainly not buy any more knockoff kits. But I do still have a couple that I purchased a long time ago. So I'll probably eventually buy them. I don't know. I don't know, we'll see. I was gonna say I wouldn't really feel comfortable selling them, but actually I probably wouldn't really have a problem with selling them. I really don't care. But we'll see. The two that I still have that are not built are the Master Grade Strike RM, Daban version of that, and the Master Grade, the Perfect Grade Strike Rouge, because they came together. Like when you bought the Perfect Grade Strike Rouge, it just came, the Master Grade Strike just came with it for free. So it was one hell of a deal. But I haven't built it yet, so probably in for a lot of work. But that was another time. Now I would tell you guys to just buy official kits as much as you can, especially when they're just like straight copy kits like that. Like those kits are just straight up bootlegs. Other kits like Mechanicore or something where it's their own original design or their own original take on the design, and they're not just completely copying Bandai's molds. I'm pretty cool with that. I really don't have a problem with that. That's still technically a bootleg, and it's still technically stealing of intellectual property, and it's totally illegal. But I don't know. Those kits can be fun. They can be cool, especially like with Mechanic Ore, for example, how they do like very different takes on the designs. So it's gonna be interesting if it's something that you're into. Not everyone is. Hi Zach, I'm a big fan. What is the quality difference in Kotobukiya and Bandai kits? Are they worth their weight in money? Well, that's the question, isn't it? Because they're more expensive, and there are reasons for that, as I've mentioned in a few other different videos. You're doing the whole build this evening. Sober Guy, yes, I am doing the whole build this evening. As I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, maybe you missed it. Actually, all the parts are already cut out and separated, and the nubs are already cleaned up, so it's just a matter of putting it all together, as you've seen. But so I should be able to finish in the next hour or so. But anyway, back to NDH's question about Kotobukiya kits and Bandai kits. So a couple easy reasons to answer why Kotobukiya kits are more expensive is, number one, they're a smaller company, so Bandai can offset costs with volume. Bandai sells a lot more of their kits, so if they sell, like 20 kits at $10 versus 100 kits at $2, that kind of thing. Kotobukiya just doesn't make as many kits, doesn't sell as many kits in just the sheer numbers, so they have to charge more to make up for the money. Another reason is just because Kotobukiya uses an extra process in their molding, and I could be wrong about this, but as far as what I've heard from Lincoln, they have an extra baking process to make the parts more resilient to solvents, basically, so like thinners or whatever. So that's an extra process that just adds to the cost. And that's another reason. And another reason is just the properties. Bandai owns the Gundam license, so they don't have to pay any licensing fees for that, where Kotobukiya has to pay would be Konami, for the license for building Metal Gear kits, so or for whatever else. If it's the Ghost in the Shell kits, they had to pay for that. Frame Arms would be an example of where Kotobukiya owns that, as far as I know. So Frame Arms and Frame Arms Girls, they wouldn't have that licensing fee issue, as far as I know. But there are reasons why Kotobukiya kits are more expensive, and yeah, I understand that is a concern for people if they really want to invest the money. If they, if you don't have a whole lot of money to spend on buying a lot of kits, and you're between buying one expensive Kotobukiya kit or 2 or 3 Bandai Gunpla kits, you want to be able to make sure if you're getting your money's worth or whatever. Basically, what I would say is that Kotobukiya in a nutshell is they're not as durable as Bandai kits, so don't expect to be able to hose it all over the place and basically treat it as a toy as you could with a Bandai kit. You can, but you'll have parts falling off, things like that. It's just not as durable. On the other hand, they're generally much more detailed, really nicely detailed kits, and the part separation, color separation on them will be really nice. But it's kind of a double-edged sword. While they often do have a lot better color separation and everything, they do also tend to have more seam lines as well. For being super detailed and really nice part separation and everything, but they'll have a lot of seams, which is kind of annoying. So again, it really only matters if that's something you care about, if you're painting or whatever. But what else was I going to say? Something else about that. Also, I just think if you just have to be a big fan of the property. Like, for example, Bandai is obviously never going to make any Metal Gear kits, so if you're a really big Metal Gear fan, then you don't really have much of a choice. You have to buy the expensive Kotobukiya kit, or just not. So anyway, so there's pros and cons. You just kind of have to weigh it out for yourself. But I wouldn't ever really worry too much about like the quality of Kotobukiya kits if you're worried about it. Buying the kit and being disappointed with it. If you know what you're getting yourself into, from my experience, you won't be disappointed with the kits. They're different from Bandai kits though, so you just have to keep that in mind. Does extra thin cement still work on Kotobukiya kits? Yeah, they're still polystyrene, just like Bandai's kits. It's like little missile doors on the top of the body of the Rex. So like with the knees, you have like the inside detail part there in white, and you have a little door that goes over the top of it, which can open up everything, so you can pop open all of those. Really cool. And I've been following your YouTube stuff for a while. First time catching you live on Twitch. Thank you for checking me out live on Twitch. Thanks for coming to hang out. Again, as I said earlier in the stream, if any of you guys are coming in later or something, I'm going to be trying to be streaming about once a week as best I can. So just make sure you're following or subscribed or whatever if you want to stay tuned for that. And I'll try to, of course, put out, I'll let you guys know either on my Facebook page or YouTube or whatever, notifications to let you guys know that I'm going live on Twitch. Before, in my last Twitch stream, people were saying that I need to have like the notifications or something. I don't know how to, like on Twitch, is there a way to like send out a notification, like if I'm going live in like 5 minutes or something, to like just send a notification that will just be like an email or something that goes to everyone who's following my channel to say, I know you can make an event, so I guess maybe that's what I should do, is make an event, and then I think people will get some notification about that. But I don't know if there's a way to just send like a direct notification, if you guys get what I mean, so that people would, if they're not checking YouTube or Facebook or whatever at the time, they can still get the notification. That's the thing too. The other thing for me is that because I've got other things going on, and with the babies or whatever, who knows if one of my kids will be not sleeping well or something, or sick suddenly. It's kind of hard to schedule stuff. I kind of just have to go for it. Like if I happen to have time that night, then I can go live. So it's just kind of random as to when I can or not. There is the backpack, I want to say, again, for lack of a better word. The little gear backpack. Yeah, the gimmick of the opening missile doors on there is really cool. Very nice. And I just can't find any Swedish roundel decals with scales. You think HLJ has any? HLJ does have a lot of military decals and things like that, so it'd be worth checking out, I suppose. Alright, there we go. So we've basically got the backpack, the head, the legs. Now we can actually build the body to bring it all together. And then of course the last bit will be the weapons, the radome, and the railgun. Looks like still no sign of that missing white part. I really hope I didn't accidentally forget to cut off the runner and it's now been recycled. I was going to say in the trash, but I don't. We do recycle here. So I really hope that I didn't forget to cut that part off the runner and it's now gone forever. But we'll see, it doesn't look like it's here either. So, search continues for the tiny missing part, but it can be depending on the case. Bro, no. Oh, you gotta. Oh lord, my wallet. What are you guys talking about? It does look good, doesn't it? I mean, come on, dude. Oh, a little nub here that I missed. Cannot have that. Alright. So, what do we need here? Not that, not that. This one here. Need this. And this. And that is going to go where? Where? Where have I seen this before? This gray part. Like that. And this one on here. Like that. Oh, okay. Alright, so that's that, and then we need the opposite side. So let me just put this guy on here first. That, close this up. This would be the neck joint. Or the neck. Not neck joint, neck. The neck, basically. This would be the neck that we're building at the moment. Okay. And that one goes on here. Like that. On here. And here. So you got are you guys excited about Kotobukiya month? Was that a good idea? What do you think? The initial response from just the first day's worth of comments in the video seems like people are pretty stoked for that, so that's good. I'm glad that seems like it's something that people are going to enjoy anyway. People are looking forward to. I wasn't sure, honestly, because I know like some people are into Kotobukiya kits and some people just aren't really as much for reasons we've talked about. Expensive, whatever, just series that they're just not really interested in, or whatever the reason is. Kotobukiya kits are just in general not going to be as popular as Bandai kits. But like just from some of the feedback that I've been seeing in the comments and things like that, it seems like people are pretty excited just because it's something different, but also just because like maybe they're fans of some kits, like for example fans of Armor Core kits or something, for example. So they don't get a lot of coverage on YouTube really. So some people were saying that they were excited for that just because of some particular series or something that they like that just really doesn't get much coverage on YouTube, which is understandable. Like I said, they're just not as popular as the Gundam kits and things like that. So, you know, when you're doing YouTube as like a job, or even as like a second job or whatever, or like kind of just a part-time thing, you're just trying to make a little bit of money doing it, then you're probably going to want to stick to doing Gunpla, because that's going to be the best thing. Is that right? Kotobukiya Hasegawa Wave Bandai month. Just don't care, just review them plastic kids, boy. Alright. Fair enough. I don't think I could do a Hasegawa month though, because there really wouldn't be much Hasegawa. I could do like Mecha We Go and Mac K, and that's about it, I think. This part seems a bit tricky. I think I've got it. One, two, three. There's that. PCB. Let's get some Mackenzie House soon, Zach. I'm feeling that. I was actually just talking to, I've got a private student now, and we were talking about Mackenzie House last week. So, I'm down for that. Haven't been there in a while. Probably haven't been there since whenever we went last. Holy crap, the lance and shark mouth looks average or shrink. Can we have a sneak peek of the matte K kit you're talking about? The one that I've got painted and not quite finished yet? Yeah, I'll give you a little sneak peek. Hang on just a minute. Let me get this little put together here. I've shown it before. I think I've shared a picture of it on Twitter. There should be a photograph on Twitter of it, basically its current state. But that would have been months ago. I haven't touched it in a while. Let me grab that. It's just over here. The room's quite messy at the moment. Anyway, here it is. It's a 1/35th capsule kit. Get a little camo kind of pattern painting on the top of that. And he's got a little, I made just a little like watermelon he's holding, and then there's I'm using the 1/35th girl figure from a Mecha We Go kit. I have like a just like tiny little diorama set up where he's like giving a watermelon to the girl. So that's all painted as well. And so as you can see, it's got the gloss coat on it now to be able to do a little bit more weathering or something on it. But I'm not really going to do all that much more weathering on it. Anyway. Has anyone called me Scott the Miniature Maniac yet? I don't think so, but I know people have said to me before, like, saying that I look like some other guy or something. Ricardo. I've heard that. I don't remember exactly the name. It could be that guy you're talking about, but I'm not sure. PG7 sword looks real good. Not maybe, I don't know. I'm really not all that interested in it, to be honest. Is anyone still excited for the new 00 series? Or it's not good no more? I don't know. I don't think there's a new 00 series. So let's see. This goes on the side here. That goes there. This one goes here. Cover all that up. And that goes into there. And then the same thing here on the other side. And that there. Wait. Have you seen your doppelganger, ZakuAurelius? Yeah, I think I have seen the guy that you guys are talking about. I don't remember the name, but if it's the guy that I have seen, then yes. I don't know. But I don't know. Possibly, I know who you're talking about. It looks like me and paints miniatures. I can't imagine there's too many people who fit that description, so. I'm assuming, yes, I have seen it. Just a guy with glasses and similar hair. Yeah. I watched G Gundam series. I liked it-ish. Mr. Roboto. You have to like G Gundam. It's awesome. You just can't think of G Gundam as being like a regular Gundam series. You can't watch G Gundam and think like, this is Gundam. It's just not. It's good. I love G Gundam, but of course it's just different. Now, here's something interesting. What are these parts? So these are a few parts that seem to have... Ah, and here's the part that went missing. Aha, it is here. Awesome. Okay, good. Yay! No missing parts. Now, where was that missing from? If I can get this doors open, if it was... I think it was this leg. Not there. Is it door number 3? Open. There we go. Alright. Good. Wouldn't have been a huge loss if this part was missing, but it's just better if it's not, so thank goodness. Alright, but we do have these other parts here which migrated in from other parts of the box, it seems. I don't think I missed anything, a couple of just little small parts there, but from now we can put it together. Should we wait and build the weapons first, or nah? I'm thinking nah, because I'm already putting it together. The backpack. The leg. Let's try that again. The leg. Get tight. There we go. The other leg. It's one of those ball joints where it doesn't like pop, so I'm not sure if it's like fully on the ball joint or not. Oh boy. And of course, the head. You feel me, dog? Oh no, where are you going? And his foot came off. Stay on there, please. Okay. Kind of tricky. Get that up into there. There we are. Metal gear. It all comes together not really as big as I thought it would be. I mean, it's basically like the same. I mean, it's the same scale as the Sahelanthropus, and it does seem like that. But I guess just because the Sahelanthropus is like standing up, it seems bigger. Put an LED in it. But yeah, the detail and everything, it looks fantastic. This thing looks so good. No doubt. Let's get the weapons built, because we need to give this guy the last finishing touches. But man, it's already looking really, really cool. Definitely like that. But yeah, it definitely feels a little bit smaller than I feel like it was going to feel when it's all put together anyway. Good night, Alex. Thanks for hanging out and moderating, as usual. Well, let's just set Rexy up there to the side for the moment. Let's pull out our weapons parts here. So, where we've got parts for the railgun first. Is there a miniature snake and liquid that fights on Rex? Yeah, if you saw earlier, there was a miniature liquid sitting in the cockpit, and then there's also a miniature snake there holding the bazooka, rocket launcher, I should say, and also, it's the glare on that, sorry. You guys can't see that very well. If I can block the light, it's glaring on that. And then you have two different figures of Gray Fox. One of Gray Fox just standing, and then one of him with his arm cut off, being crushed underneath the foot of the Metal Gear. So yeah, 4 included 100 scale figures in that. Gonna take a little bit of painting to get them to look good, but they're there anyway. The miniatures that came with the Sahelanthropus were really nice as well. So you had Eli, Skullface, Psycho Mantis, and Venom Snake all in there. So definitely on Kotobukiya's Metal Gear kits, they give you plenty of like little character figures to go along with it, rather than just one or none. But to have 4 of them is pretty awesome. All right, let's build cannon. Which one of these is correct? They both look exactly the same, so I guess maybe it doesn't matter. Oh, it's times 2, so they are exactly the same. Okay. Alright, that works. And then I got this inner piece here as well. How long does it usually take to finish a review of a kit if you don't take the building into consideration? Swid? I think you're asking basically how long does it take to like just record a review? Not counting the building time and not counting the editing of the video time. Just the time to record a review takes about an hour or hour and a half, maybe. Depends on the kit. Depends what I'm doing with it. If it's like a kind of fiddly kit that kind of takes a while to get posed up properly, or if something that I have to transform or something like that, that takes some time between shots. And then editing, like to edit a review video also maybe takes about 40 minutes, maybe, again, give or take. Uploading, just doesn't take that long. I think you could probably say uploading a video probably takes about like the video's real-time length, at least for me. If I had to give like a rough estimate, so if it's a 20-minute video, it'll take about 20 minutes to upload. And like just while it's uploading is when you're putting in all the information, putting in the title and the description and tags and all of that. So it's a process, surely, and just everything takes time. Do you record in bulk or focus on one review at a time? Because it takes about an hour or an hour and a half to record a review, and I really only have a couple hours of work time in a night, I can usually what I'll do is If I can just get one review recorded in a night, that'll be good. If like I'm really wanting to try to work ahead a bit, then I might try to do 2 reviews, like record 2 reviews in a night. But yeah, so I don't know. It depends. I know some like pro YouTubers will work like well in advance, like a few days or something. But when you're uploading every day, or like even multiple videos a day, like I usually do, it's kind of hard to work too far in advance. Because, as you guys know, aside from just making videos, I'm also just working on like my own projects, painting stuff and whatever like that. So it takes time to just build kits, which I'm usually doing like in my downtime at work. Fortunately, at my job, I usually have a couple hours a day to work on editing video or snapping up a kit or something. So that's primarily where I do most of that. But when I'm actually here in this room, recording reviews or recording videos is not the only thing to do. I want to also just work on like building stuff and everything. So. Always got stuff going on. It stated that a single movie in the production timeline was leaked. Anything new on the IBO rumors? Yeah, as far as I know, IBO is just like a... It's definitely not going to be a new season, as I think a lot of people are hoping for, but sorry to say, I think that's not very likely. Just finished watching Zeta Gundam, since I can't find a series I didn't watch. It was pretty good. Yeah, Zeta Gundam is a pretty beloved series, but honestly, I didn't love it. It was fine. It was good. I wouldn't put it as one of my favorite Gundam series ever, though. Oh, Ricardo, you're a big fan of Zeta, aren't you? Why is that? Why do you love it so much? Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Fans of Zeta as a series, sound off and let us know why. Help us to understand why this part doesn't fit in here properly. There we go. Aha! Ricardo, Zeta is number 1. Okay. Why? Can you back up that argument with some claims? What makes you say this? How can you say this? Defend your position. I don't like Wing or Seed. It's not that I dislike Wing or Seed. I definitely just like them less than other series that I like much more. Gundam TK used to say that it's the Gundam equivalent of Star Trek Next Generation. I guess so. I've never watched Star Trek Next Generation, to be perfectly honest, so I wouldn't know about that, but that sounds like it makes sense. Gundam Wing and Seed. I don't know. To be honest, when I've watched Seed for the first time, and I think I've maybe only watched the series twice. I think I watched it like maybe like the first time a long time ago, and I think I maybe rewatched part of the series later on. But I enjoyed Seed plenty at the time when I was watching it. There's definitely some parts where it got a little kind of annoying with like the teenage angstiness of it. Like the romantic plot points of Kira, I was really just not sold on at all. Obviously the whole arc of like him and Flay was like really annoying. I think people kind of generally agree about that, even like fans of the series. But even later on, like with Lacus and Kira, it was just kind of okay. That's something, but I really don't care too much. Just show me the giant robots. You know what I mean? I don't know where it was like, for example, like contrast that to series that I would put as favorites of mine, like for example Unicorn or 8th MS Team. I feel like just on the topic of romantic subplots are much better done than anything in Seed, if we want to talk about romantic subplots. And I mean, as much as I love Unicorn, actually the romance of Banager and what's her face? It's not really all that interesting either. I'm actually much more interested in Marita. It's a much more interesting female character in that series than Minerva. I like Zeta because I find it to be the most military realistic. Ricardo, you're in the military. I know you've seen 8th MS Team. What are you talking about? I get what you're saying. But what about 8th MS Team? I mean, come on. Shiro would have been shot long ago. Man, Shiro did have Shiro definitely did have a plot armor. I won't deny that. I've never read it, but I think reading the TV tropes page on Shiro Amado would probably be pretty interesting. But That said, I want to go ahead and stick this clear part in here. I think I will. Obviously, 8th MS Team is just it's just Romeo and Juliet. It's nothing original to it at all. But I think it was done in a good, interesting way, especially like for Gundam fans. It's like it's Romeo and Juliet for Gundam fans. It's Romeo and Juliet where they're fighting really cool monster robots, giant robots. Especially the Obsolus. I mean, if you want to talk about like Xeon mobile armors, how so silly many of them look in many series, but like the Obsolus is so badass in its multiple forms. I could say with a pretty fair amount of certainty that the Obsolus is definitely one of the best Xeon mobile armor designs. Romeo and Juliet with a happy ending, except for Norris. Yeah, I'm not really familiar enough with the original story of Romeo and Juliet to know which character Packard is supposed to be, which character Norris is supposed to be, but I imagine that there's probably a similar character to his in the Romeo and Juliet story that like you could draw a kind of connection with. Possibly, I don't know. If you guys know, let me know. This thing is pretty sick looking. So I got the cannon pretty much done here. And alright, there we go. That's pretty cool. Not cannon, railgun, I should say. But yeah, quite complicated. It's usually like you're building like a Gundam kit, and like even on master grades it would be like a really cool, like complex master grade, and then you get the weapon and it's just like a few parts. It's not that really intricate, the weapons, but this was it's a pretty intricate build there even for the railgun. Probably could have done it a lot more simply, but I can appreciate the fact that they put just as much effort into that as everything else. I mean, it's all kind of all part of it, right? So very cool. These parts popped off. I'm trying to get them back into place. Come on. Yeah. Very nice. Cool. The weapon should be MG as well. Indeed. So often it's not, right? So often you get to there and it's just a little bit let down. Alright. Last bit here. There's a few parts for like the stand. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'm trying to think of any like I'm trying to think of any weapon like from a master grade kit offhand that I felt like was really complex, that felt like a master grade weapon. You know what I mean? Like how a master grade kit feels compared to a high grade. Obviously most master grade weapons are more complex than a high grade weapon. Like, whereas with many high grades, it's just like two halves sandwiched together, maybe with one or two moving parts or one or two different detailed parts, like camera or extra handle or something like that on the side, but never really anything too much to it. Master grade kits are, in fairness, usually more complicated than that, but I was trying to think of one offhand that was like a really nice one to build. At the moment, I really can't think of anything. What am I doing already? Took all the nubs off everything. So I'm looking at the front, like, why is there already all the nubs are all off this? Because I already did that. That was the whole point. I don't know. What do you guys think? Can you think of anything offhand of any kit? Yeah, the MG Sniper 2, and the MG Full Armor Gundam. Oh, those are just ones that you've built. But yeah, I guess like a lot of the weapons from the Master Grade Unicorn, like the Full Armor Unicorn, those are generally pretty nice. I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of nice ones out there. I just can't like really think of at the moment. But hello, Ace Gumpla. The Exia as well. In the Exia that I've built in Master Grade form, the weapons are pretty nice on that. So there's a little stand. We have the base plate here, and then this thing, this clear arm, just plugs into that to hold up the back of the Metal Gear. Alright, let's build our Disc Array Dome. Here we are. So we got these two parts which will go together like that. And this one here. Like that. There we go. And this one. Like that. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. Like, huh? What? What? Why is that there? That shouldn't be there. Oh, these. Oh, okay, put it on upside down. Stupid. Corvonix, what is the most disappointing kit so far? I don't know, the most disappointing kit that I've built. The first one that comes to mind, it would just maybe be the Scramble Gundam. That kit was just pretty underwhelming. With any kit, you can make it better with work. But Scramble Gundam was one of those that you could really tell that it was just something that Bandai just shit out at the last second without really putting much effort into it. So that just made it feel a little bit disappointing, I think. Oh, how's the high-res Wing Zero holding up, Zach? Well, yeah, I haven't touched it since the review. It's just sitting in the box at the moment. It'll be fine, though, once it's painted. I'm not really all that worried about it, because I know how good the kit looks when it's all painted and everything. I'm just gonna have to just glue parts of it together, so not a big deal. Paint it, glue some stuff, it'll be all good. Let's not go there, Swid. Dang, 2 hours. What did I miss? Well, you missed pretty much all of the build, for the most part. You're just coming in right at the last bit here. Yeah, the legs are still where I left off on that. Let's see, and this is like that. It should be with that bit sticking out the end. In there. There you go. I guess that's in place, is it? Sort of. Is it? Is that actually in there? Or what? I'm not sure. I don't think so. What do you think of Build Divers anime so far? I am still yet to watch a single episode of Build Divers. I have not watched it at all. So I couldn't say personally. But those of you in the chat who have watched Build Divers, feel free to sound off what you guys think of it. I don't really care too much about spoilers, because if I do ever end up watching it, I don't think there's going to be too much to spoil, I imagine, but you envy me for not watching it. Well, alright, there you go. Okay. That looks like, not that, but this one. These two going together, and these two going together. These two on the top here, and with this part on the front of that there. These ones down here. That like that, there we go. Pretty cool. Must be like that. Build Strike Gundam is best boy. Build Divers is meh. Build Girl creeps me out. I stopped watching around episode 8. That was the only yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get around to watching Build Divers, to be honest. Just not really particularly interested. But maybe someday. I still have yet to finish IBO, actually, to be honest. I think I didn't watch the last 2 or 3 episodes. But I watched all of it, except for just the last couple episodes. But I think I kind of got the gist of what happens. I just don't really feel like I need to watch that to know, to have a general idea of the series. I got it. It's a 20-minute long ad. Yeah. Yeah, good ads, for sure. Alright. That one there. And So here. A bunch of stuff going on to the back of here. One series that I do want to finish though is Reconquista and G. I know that's probably not a very common opinion, but I watched maybe 8 or so episodes of Reconquista and G, and I didn't hate it. I definitely agree with the general consensus that it's just very hard to follow and just confusing and just seems poorly written. And why do I have these couple little leftover parts? That is concerning. That I forgot to put these somewhere, it seems like. So where is there some place that looks like it's missing a part? Because got these couple of extras that just seem like, yeah. Uh-oh, I'll have to try to figure that out, where I've left those out. I would like to at least finish watching Reconquista and G, because as confusing and poor as the story may be, it looks so good. Just the animation style of Reconquista and G is so good. It's really nice to watch for just that alone. So I really appreciate that aspect of it. So I'd like eventually to finish that. There we have it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of Rex? Yeah. Very cool. Damn, I'll have to figure out where those missing parts are from. It's kind of annoying. Let's get you standing, can we? Where's the slot? Ooh, that's convenient. For the place to plug in the action base, it's not you're not actually like taking off a part. You're just sliding apart. There's a little sliding little bit there. So where did I leave off parts? That's annoying. But let me see here. Just to give you a little size comparison. I just grabbed this guy. Just built this kit today. We'll be reviewing this soon. But just so you guys can have an idea of how big this is compared to a Gundam kit. Here's the Impulse arc. Compared to that. So like compared to a high grade, it's going to be taller than a high grade. But you can get kind of a different idea about that. So yeah, pretty interesting. Not a Ficus is asking about the list price of this, 80,000. I think it's 7,800 yen. I think is the list price for it. Let me check the box. 7,800 yen. So around $75, $80. Yeah, right around there. Now, where are these missing parts from? That is the question. But I don't know. I think for how intricate and detailed the build is, $80, not bad. It's a lot of money, but if you really want a Metal Gear Rex kit, then Aha, both of these parts go to the same thing here. This should be pretty easy. That's good. Just this one part here on the side of the rail cannon. Yep. If I can get this off, is a problem. Come on. You gotta do the armored core kits. They look amazing. Yeah, Mr. Roboto, I'll check here. Hang on. Let me check the armored core kit that I have incoming. I'll let you know here in a minute. I need to check order history. I forget the name of it. You know, all those armored core kits have such goofy names. I'll just log in here. This is how Snake beat Rex in the game. Liquid forgot to install 2 parts. Exactly. There. And I can't get this piece off to put these parts in. Yeah! Fox, die! So that just goes into there for this tiny little detail. Come on, go in there. Yeah! Alright, hang on, let me see here. Order history. Where is my order history? My account. Order history. My accountant. It is the Sunshine L. Yes. The armored core kit that I have on the way that I will be reviewing is the Sunshine L. If you guys are familiar with that. It's one that I have never seen before actually, so I think it's maybe not as common of one. But like I said, a lot of the armor core kits, I just don't really like the look of them that much. But the Sunshine L has a just big, bulky robot look to it. Anyway. Kind of similar to like the Leonos kit. Oh, it's from 4Answer. Yeah, it's quite bulky, so I imagine it would be pretty slow, yeah. There we go. Now he's done. Rexy, he's so cute and cool. Very nice. Really happy with that. Super cool. Definitely a must for any Metal Gear fans. I'm gonna let you guys know that right now. I will do like a full review of this, just like a regular video review, but just for you guys who are watching now. That's my initial thoughts on that kit. Very cool. So yeah, are you excited for Death Stranding by Kojima? Yeah, we talked about this earlier in the stream. It does look, Death Stranding does of course look very interesting. Basically, I'm just enjoying. I really enjoy the kind of trailer analysis and everything. I mentioned in videos before that I actually have 2 Sahelanthropus kits. One of them I bought and one of them was given to me. But one of them I'm planning on painting up and giving to a different YouTuber by the name of Yongya. If you guys are big Metal Gear fans, then you probably know his channel. Yongya does a lot of video game news, things and things like that, but I think he's probably most well known for his Metal Gear content, Metal Gear related content. He's a real Metal Gear expert. And he does a lot of like trailer analysis videos and things like that, breakdowns of anything new Metal Gear stuff. So like leading up to Metal Gear Solid 5 coming out and stuff, I watched his channel a lot, and breaking down all like the Metal Gear 5 trailers and things like that. No, and then once the game actually came out, his playthroughs and things like that. But yeah, I've been watching his videos about Death Stranding as well. And it's quite good. I just like his breakdowns of everything because he's really good at it, and finding connections with like philosophical things and other like weird, abstract connections that Kojima does, that he picks up on and explains well in his videos. So he does really good videos about Metal Gear. If you guys are fans of Metal Gear, you should check out Young Ya's channel if you are unfamiliar with it. So yeah, that is it for building Metal Gear X. I don't have a plan at the moment of what is going to be the next live build, the next Twitch streaming live build. Let me think about that. Should we... I'll just ask you guys now, while you're here in the chats, for the next live stream build, should we do another Kotobukiya kit? Not Metal Gear, but something else. Should we do another Kotobukiya kit, or just do a Bandai Gundam kit? Or something else? Bandai, I have a couple of different... I do have a Bandai Evangelion kit. It's calling me, which means one of the babies has awakened, so we'll just call it a night for there. We'll just call it a night there. I gotta run, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye. Good night.